And the wizard bro who summoned a light to light his cell.
It's the little things keep you safe. You know, running water,
overboard, I think.
running water, some bread, whole wheat, I don't know, and then a glowing orb. Generally, that's how you get the first layer of that pyramid of needs. You gotta get the glowing orb.
That's the first thing.
You will
on
never reach
pyramid.
self-enlightenment until you get that glowing orb in the middle of your cell.
Glowing orb is above shelter, in my opinion.
Well, you can't go up to the exploring your self-worth and all before you get that glowing orb because you won't feel safe.
You'll never be self-actualized if you don't have glowing orb in your life. Come on.
Because he has his cell, he has his clothes. I'm sure he gets food and water. But where's the orb? He made it. He's all good. He can now explore what it means to be him.
Oh man, these guys have a real case of the death seas now.
Yeah.
I think when there's like an environmental barrier in their way, they actually attack it.
Huh. Yeah, I guess so.
I'm pretty sure is what was just happening there.
Sort of a weird pathfinding error.
Yeah.
Where they go, oh, it must be the player blocking my path.
Yeah. But no, it's just a coffin against the wall.
I don't know why I didn't realize this part existed.
Yeah, it's right before the cathedral where you fight the boss.
Oh right, yeah. We just spent like 2 or 3 episodes in that like other area for so long. I didn't think there was any other parts to the map.
A little overkill. Don't need that second.
This is what you all guys that keep going praise the sun look like.
This is what you look like, sheeple. Come on.
Yeah, come on, sheeple. You gotta get off that altar of memes.
Come on, sheeple. You must ascend to the next level of the Tower of Latria.
I love that the crickets still go through the loading screen.
It's very fitting. Now the angels will come down and carry you up to heaven.
This is exactly what happens during communion. This is why kids are so afraid of doing it.
I didn't want to go through confirmation and do my first communion. I was afraid the monkey gargoyles would come and take me up.
Like the third one doesn't do anything. Like, come on, Greg, help us out.
You guys look like you guys got it.
Oh, I'll scout ahead. We know the route, Greg. Just help us.
Stairs look okay. Stairs look fine.
And they drop you, just be like, fuck it. This is good enough.
Also, those stairs are like tilted down.
Yeah. Maybe it's one of them. Oh my god. Maybe they're so old of stairs that they've just sort of worn out.
Started to sag.
It just feels like our player model is just a little too big for this. It feels like this is a huge bridge that's been shrunken down.
Maybe it was made by dwarves.
Yeah. I mean, that's just a couple feet difference.
It's probably one of those things where like it looks relatively normal when you're playing, but if you like go into VR, you notice how off all of the scaling is.
Yeah.
Right, which is apparently a big thing if you hack VR into old first-person shooters. Like doorways look really small or really big. Environmental objects look way too big.
Yeah, it's like every door is probably like the width of your screen
instead
of the width of a door.
And you're just barely squeezing through it. So this probably feels like a super small walkway in VR or something.
I would love it if more VR games were just sort of like a third-person view of just like a game.
I've always been a proponent of that because
it's like we're the camera instead of the character. I would much love a HUD like this, a Dark Souls HUD, and just look over our character
There
and look
are
around.
a few VR games that do that. There's like one where you control a mouse and you're like something looking down onto the mouse.
Yeah.
And there's like some clever interaction there, but yeah, more games like that. There's no reason why you can't do like a Super Mario 64 in VR, where you're the Lakitu pretty much. But no, everyone's obsessed with like doing immersive first-person experiences in VR, which is fine.
Yeah, as long as you have like a room to be able to walk around in.
Yeah.
There's just like, I would love a game where more or less you can just sit down in front of your computer, wear your VR set, use your mouse and keyboard to control the character, and then just be able to look around. You don't have to look behind you if you don't want to.
I think just about any genre can be improved in VR. Like a city builder, it's like you're building Legos or something. That'd be cool. Or like an RTS, like you're playing an actual tabletop board game or something. The little pieces.
Oh yeah, Tabletop
around.
Simulator. They definitely do that. They have VR for Tabletop Simulator and stuff. So that's really cool.
But like playing like StarCraft, you're like seeing all these little men run across a little board in front of you.
Yeah.
All kinds of cool things you could do with VR that people don't seem to care that much about. Is something bleeding? Oh no, that's just the giant heart in the middle of the tower.
Yeah, it's like a lot of pressure of just boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, and I'm like, is there like stamina on this level? Are we running too fast?
Does this level have a stamina meter?
I hate when like open world games build running stamina. It's one of my biggest things. That's why I love that Borderlands never does that.
Yeah.
You can even just no fall damage for the most part, and you never run out of stamina.
There are some games that like they're early in development, they have like a run button or something, but then they realize that, oh, why don't we just make this the normal speed?
Yeah, because everyone ends up just running through.
Yeah.
Now, like games like Dying Light, it does make sense to, because at some point you will get unlimited stamina, but you have to unlock it through doing more parkour.
Yeah.
And then you're improving to the point where you're less fatigued. And then eventually you're not fatigued at all and you can just parkour forever. I like the option, because you can never buy that if you don't want to. But yeah.
I know in Breath of the Wild, I liked how the climbing was tied to stamina because there's like strategy behind that. But there's no good reason why the running should have to be tied to stamina.
Yeah, it's if you make the map so big that you have to run to get across it, it's just sort of annoying.
Yeah. In a game like this, it makes sense.
Yeah, if it's a close combat, like, not really open world,
if there's not like a giant open field for you to run across.
Because you're not going to be just full-on sprinting the whole map.
Like how in Ocarina of Time, where everyone has done this, where you're going from the forest to Hyrule Town, and you're not running there, you're rolling there. Right, yeah. Because that's the fastest way to do it.
Yeah. I think, is backflipping faster, or is it just
technically, I think side jumping is the fastest way to do it.
Yeah, side jumping, yeah.
Yeah. But, I mean, most people don't know how to side jump when they first start playing it. So they're like, oh, rolling is faster, so I'm just going to hit the A button over and over again. And it's really obnoxious for anyone not playing it.
I wish they could have done more with Toon Link in a 3D environment.
Yeah.
Sort of like, because like I feel like Toon Link was the next leap in the Legend of Zelda series for like Ocarina of Time. You could do all these chorus like slashes. And then they did Skyward Sword, and now you could do any kind of slash because it was a, but they never utilized a lot of Wind Waker's like you could side slash if you wanna. It really doesn't matter though.
Like I remember Twilight Princess had a lot of different sword moves you could do.
Yeah, because it was like a spiritual like sequel to Wind Waker.
It was built in the same engine as Wind Waker.
Yeah, because they were going to make a Toon Link sequel, but then people hated Toon Link at the time, so then they went Twilight to make it darker and more realistic.
Yeah, because people
Right, I
wanted
guess we'll go
people
less
wanted
cartoony.
moodier and more realistic.
Yeah, and then they got what they wanted and realized
which means
they liked it before.
Super high bloom is what that meant back in 2006.
Yeah.
I had always, since I first played Wind Waker, I'd always wanted a Toon Link game where you're not on the ocean, where it's just like a regular open world Zelda game. And we kind of got that with Breath of the Wild. It was cartoony-ish, but not exactly Wind Waker.
That was the other thing they were saying, where they're like, we wanted to... I think, honestly, Breath of the Wild was what they actually wanted Wind Waker 2 to be.
Yeah. It just took them a long time to get to that.
I just remember their comment. I think they tried putting Toon Link on a horse, but his head's too big, and it looked too goofy. So they're like, we're just going to go realism here. It just looks goofy on a horse.
Breath of the Wild was a happy medium, I think.
Yeah. It was like the grittiness of Twilight, but also stylized.
Yeah, and it almost had like a Ghibli kind of sensibility to it, where like the proportions are somewhat realistic, but it's still like cartoony.
They need to do a Toon Dark Souls game just to tie it into this episode.
I mean, I would.
We've been talking about Zelda too long.
I would play the heck out of that.
Oh man, yeah.
I remember Matthew Matosis talked about how like if you take the original Zelda on the NES and tell someone to make a game based on it, they would probably make something closer to Dark Souls than they would to Skyward Sword. Because Dark Souls follows a lot of the same tenets of design that the original Zelda had.
Yeah, because you could go in generally any direction you want.
And you can, like, go into one place completely in over your head without realizing it. Find, like, a late-game enemy within the first few minutes of walking around. Oh, this is stressing me out. Oh, this is stressing me out.
Epic.
Moonwalking
just for
along
some
the set.
good old Old Spice commercial. Jeez. I don't even know if we even got that sponsorship 3 years ago.
Wait, I don't think we've had any kind of sponsorship, Todd.
Oh my god.
We're missing out on all these big YouTube sponsorships that everyone's doing. Like Ridge Wallet and I don't know any of the other ones.
What was the one that everyone went with?
Raid's Shadow Legends.
No, I mean like 2008.
Oh, way back then.
Yeah, it was with an M.
What? That was before Loot Crate even, right?
Yeah, it was a long time ago. Like St. Anners was a part of it. Knox Corner.
Machinima.
Yeah, Machinima.
Yeah, I think
All right,
I think they went under.
Yeah, they went very under because they took everyone's money and then ran with it.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people signed on. Some people didn't get scammed as much as others.
Yeah, but some people got the short end of the stick.
Yeah. It's like they signed on anyone, and then they were like, a lot of these things in early YouTube, I don't know if a lot of people remember, or like a lot of our viewers know. I don't know. But like, yeah, back then there was like networks you could do, because they were like channels, so these were networks. And then they were like, oh yeah, if your content gets, flagged for copyright claims, we'll defend you.
Yeah.
Because it was supposed to be like a union kind of thing. But
those networks are still around too. Like, yeah,
some of them, yeah.
Like I know the one I think it was what's the one that Disney ended up buying? Maker.
That's where Game Grumps was a part of that one.
Yeah, Maker.
Yeah, Maker, and also there was one that was like based on the name of a star.
Oh, I think Maker was called Polaris at some point.
Polaris, yeah. Then it was eventually Maker. Polaris was so hyper like anti like copyright material.
Yeah,
They barely protected you. They more like restricted you, probably.
They were just like YouTube in that they don't want you to do anything that could possibly get them in legal trouble.
Yeah, it was like, what were they doing? Why be a part of them?
But apparently they're still around. They just like have an office somewhere that they send checks to YouTubers from. But they've pretty much shut down most of the management, I think.
Yeah, that was the attempt to commercialize large groups of YouTubers.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yeah, a lot of these networks back then and all of them now, they would sign on people that they didn't have any monetary reason to protect copyright-wise. Like, just like 1,000 sub channel joining this network. Then they got like 75% of your money, if you got anything.
Yeah.
And so it's just they just ended up taking
some of those
everyone's
networks
money.
took a huge chunk of your profits.
Took way too big a chunk for protecting like stuff that wasn't going to get flagged anyway.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of companies nowadays seem to have relaxed a bit, especially Nintendo has relaxed a lot since 5 years ago.
Oh yeah.
They had like a little partnership program, which was basically a pseudo network.
I think they recently got rid of that, or at least updated it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Where like they totally just went, you know what, this isn't working, because then they realized it was putting their ass on the line if someone said something inappropriate.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh no, they're partnered with Nintendo. So they went, okay, if you're live streaming, you can't say you're partnered with us if you're live streaming.
It may have been after the whole PewDiePie PR fiasco thing.
There was a lot of small fiascos that were happening during that time.
Yeah.
I definitely think it was the PewDiePie incident that led them to back off, because it was a live stream, so they had to go, okay, we will still partner with videos, but if you live stream, we can't be partnered for those live streams.
Yeah.
And eventually they just gave up on the whole partnership altogether, because it was way too much content to moderate.
It was kind of a dumb concept to begin with.
Yeah, because I think they took a chunk of profits again.
They did.
Or it was just dumb.
It's like just on the a significant chunk of your ad revenue went to Nintendo if you were a partner.
For the promise that they won't like flag your content, basically.
Yeah.
Which effectively they were flagging your content, but you got to keep like 50% of it.
Yeah.
Or something, yeah.
It's just, look, we're being more generous than just outright demonetizing your video.
Yeah, we're not taking all of your ad revenue now, because they realized people would stop uploading Nintendo stuff, so they went, oh wait, let's at least try and get half.
I remember for a little bit, in response to that, we were like, maybe we should stop playing Nintendo games.
Because we're like, well, if you have to be partnered to do Nintendo, then I guess we won't do Nintendo.
Yeah.
So then no one did it even more.
I mean,
and so they went, we have to get rid of this program. No one's playing our games.
There is a point on our channel where, like, if you go back and look, it's like all Nintendo games, and then suddenly we start playing a lot of non-Nintendo games.
Yeah, we started moving to PlayStation and like sometimes PC stuff. Like, not that we really we've never really gotten any monetization for the most part, anyways.
Yeah, most
we ever got was.
To date, I don't think we've actually gotten any of the money that we got from our old monetized videos, which we're no longer able to be monetized because of our current channel standing. We won't
be able to get 400 hours of view time in like a certain amount of time.
Not with the size of our channel.
Yeah. So we actually have we had some money from super chats when we live streamed back on YouTube back in the day. And we can't.
YouTube is holding hostage.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, you're not monetized anymore, and because we're not monetized, we can't earn that certain amount.
So
that would
until our channel is big enough to get to that point, we will not get that money, which is bizarre to me anyway.
Because you have to get around $100-ish to be able to withdraw, and we only had a discriminate amount of around 20 to 30.
So are we not able to get super chats at all anymore since we're not a monetized channel?
Nope.
Huh.
Yeah, we have to be monetized to be able to get that kind of stuff.
That seems kind of weird to me, because that's like a gift from the viewers.
Yeah, that's why it's like when it happened, I'm like, oh no, we're gonna have to get like $100 to be able to withdraw that. We have a Streamlabs donation link.
Yeah.
Luckily, yeah, that's why you don't put all your eggs in one basket. That's why you get like a Patreon or a Streamlabs. Maybe some like Ko-Fi or whatever the thing is where you donate a cup of coffee kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think that's Ko-Fi.
That's why you don't put all of your giant beating hearts in one tower.
I think we get lost or something.
I think I am lost at this point. I've been running around for a little bit, just revisiting old areas, wondering where the heck to go. I think I made a mistake earlier when I killed all the mages that were lighting that fire. I went back down the tower, but I think I was supposed to keep going up. Yeah, because I'm head back over there right now.
Whoa. Why are we looking down?
Don't look down.
Oh, God.
Shrek, I'm looking down. I love how I'm still wearing that official's hat, by the way.
Right.
I remember there's another hat that I get later that I think is a little more fitting for our character. That's called foreshadowing.
Whoa. They don't teach me that in screenwriting school.
They don't teach you about foreshadowing in film school.
They don't teach you about foreshadowing in studio lighting school.
They teach you about backlighting. That's kind of like foreshadowing.
Here's the foreshadowing, here's the back shadowing, and here's the key shadowing.
See, key shadowing is when you have 3 shadow projectors. Some more fresh spice. And an elevator.
Oh, we got some pretty little lights down there.
Someone's leading us down this way.
Oh God! Once we're down there, we're down there.
Make a leap. There's a man encaged over here.
Are you here to fight the demons?
Yeah.
If so, then help me escape this place.
Explain to me how that helps.
I'm totally on your side. Why would I lie to you?
Everyone in the Nexus may have been warning you about me, and you see me in all the loading screens, and I look very intimidating, but I am on your side.
We will meet again.
Ignore the part where I phased through you because they designed it so that you would have to stand there to open the door.
He looks like that bad guy from Power Rangers.
I looked down and looked back up to the sound of there's blood. I'm just like, yeah, we're just gonna kill him now because this isn't gonna turn out good later.
Yeah, this guy will slowly start killing everyone in the Nexus if you let him back over there.
Yeah.
Like, you'll come back to the Nexus one day and someone will just be laying dead on the ground.
He's just sort of forgotten about. Okay.
Why you? I'm dead. Oh, you.
And now I get all his sweet armor.
Oh,
It would
can't
overburden
carry. It's gone forever.
forever. I'm never going to get it again.
You just leave it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to use it for anything.
Right, yeah, we've just been collecting. Oh, how do we get out of here?
Maybe the elevator. That this guy was previously locked in.
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm trapped forever.
Like,
motion sickness. Now this would feel horrible in VR.
yeah, it's yeah.
Dropping is already a big thing in VR to give you motion sickness, so like dropping so fast like that.
It's almost been a weird thing that after I've done some VR, that made me motion sick.
Yeah.
Just because now I have the experience of like that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I love those repeating water sounds. It's just one of those small little details where it's just like, I could go to a river and record these for you.
Yeah,
Guys.
we just like get 100 different sound files to cycle through. Won't be that hard. Won't take up
But
that
to do
much
that for
space.
every walking thing that they put you through on this game, it would make the game like 2 or 3 more gigs. just to have 100 more sounds of every material.
Would it really have that much more?
I mean, not really, I guess, because every soundbite would probably just be a few megabytes.
Yeah, and you'd think it'd be better optimized so that it won't take 2 whole gigabytes. I think you went to the Activision Call of Duty school of optimization.
Right. Well, that guy was already dead, and he just would not stop screaming.
He's like 4 different people melded into one. You see, the lord of this land committed horrible, horrifying experiments on the denizens here. Creating gross scorpion creatures. Totally gross. I don't like them. They're disgusting.
He said, sure, I will allow polygamy.
And then he would morph them all into one creature. There was a lot of the creatures, surprisingly. Once he set this policy, it's like, oh, I thought it would have been 1 or 2.
No, they're everywhere. Everyone is now a creature.
Turns out everyone's a creature. Now that we did this free sign-up thing, we just send the medics out, and so there's no one left? Okay. My wife got turned to... What?
Look down. You, too, are a creature.
I was like, what am I doing here? This is the dark side of the Grinch story. The heart grew just way too big. Just like, I'll probably cut that out. It's so bad.
Tower of Latria is actually a sequel to the Grinch. Little known fact. It's buried deep in the lore.
All the little Whoville people got morphed into these weird monsters.
Because the Grinch's heart grew so big that it, like, developed a mind of its own.
It did the Rick and Morty thing where all his toxins melted to the bottom of the mountain, and then it deformed everyone.
His heart grew bigger and bigger. It became like an eldritch monster, invading the minds of everyone in the kingdom. The Who's suddenly felt the urge to converge with one another.
In their last moments of trying to seek, I don't know, good times.
Yahoo Dore.
Yahoo Dore, I don't know.
I have to get that item. I have to get that item.
Please.
It's a very important chunk of Mercury Stone. Those ragdolls never get old.
Just good. Yes. Check all your corners, kids.
I think a phantom shows up here.
Yeah, it's the Phantom Mind Flayer, I think. I don't know. Write down.
You don't know what happens
comment
next.
Section. I didn't preview this.
I gotta twitch my shield a bit. Get my shield arm ready.
You gotta know it works. Like,
this is maybe an unnecessarily long distance.
it's like, when's it gonna happen? Oh, it's right there.
Oh, you were right. It is a Phantom Mind Flayer. How did you know?
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Oh, come on. Backstab. Backstab. That was easy.
Yeah.
I expected a red Phantom Mind Flayer to be a little tougher than that.
Or behind us, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because, like, they did it to summon him there, but he was just in front of us, so...
There's no
Why?
danger at all.
They could have just put a Mind Flayer there.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, it wouldn't have made much of a difference. Oh, well,
I mean...
now that I'm thinking about it, it does tie in with the lore of this section of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It also took 4 hits to get him, whereas it took 1 for the other Flayers.
Yeah.
So if we weren't as strong as we were, it'd probably been a battle or 2.
Yeah, we have... We've gotten pretty far into the game by this point. I'm pretty high level. I don't want to brag or anything. But I mean, I'm pretty well set at this point. I'm pretty much a master of this game. Not bragging, not bragging. I'm just saying.
This is a current representation of how he plays this game nowadays. it's a timestamp of a few years, but it's gotta, you know. I can't wait for the next episode where 3 years ago us is resume the commentary.
Oh, is that really in the next episode?
Like, yeah.
Oh, weird.
Because yeah, the next recording was a different day. Because all the recordings from this day was audio lost.
I wonder if there's going to be any inside jokes in those episodes that started in the episodes we lost.
Yeah.
I don't understand exactly why the gargoyles, like, help you get up here and then suddenly they're all attacking you.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, that was a bad idea. Maybe they were trying to kill us, and then it's just like, just let them off here. Or it's their duty to bring in sacrifices for the heart. And you're just a little too tough. So fast.
It's like actual motion blur.
Yeah.
Oh, I hear another torch. Quit worshipping the fire. Quit worshipping the fire.
Hey, you're taking it. You're taking the fire. Oh, okay. I was wondering if there was actually like a point on killing those guys.
Yeah. They're like holding the flame in place that keeps the heart chained up. And once we release all the chains, the heart will fall.
Little grubby hands.
Yeah.
Ugh.
The Grinch's heart fell 3 stories that day.